everyone, today we are going to be making message boards, and I have two different ways that we will be making these. So let's get started. In your box you found a few supplies. One was a picture frame. You'll also have a piece of felt. We'll cut a piece of felt right there. You'll also have either a flower or some pine cones or some other type of embellishment. You'll have a little clip like that, and you'll have a few index cards. You'll want to pull those out, and then we have a selection of different types of scrapbook paper cut in different sizes, and that is because we will be creating two different types of message boards today. A few things that you are going to need with you will be your glue. Make sure you pull out your bottle of glue. And even a glue stick might help. So you don't have to have a glue stick, but if you have one handy, pull that out as well, so you have some choices on what's going to work best for you and a friend that will help you out today. Some may even decide if they want a stapler or a glue gun, they can do that too. But our project should be just fine if we use just your regular glue as well. It'll just take a little bit longer to dry between steps, but the end result's still a lot of fun. All right, you'll also want to make sure you have a pair of scissors and a pen or a little marker or some writing tool. And I have a dry erase marker. You might want that as well, okay? Today what we're gonna do is we're going to open up our picture frame. All right, take that out. It's probably wrapped up around some clear plastic film, so go ahead and take that off. And then when you do that, let's see, I can move some of this over. What you're going to do is open up the back of this, and this is where you would probably want somebody to help you with this. Maybe get a friend or someone in your family that's with you, or a caregiver, and let them take the back of this picture frame off. They have these little tiny little things that you just push up, and then you'll just remove the back of that and put it to the side. You'll have a little piece of paper insert. You can just throw that away. And then you'll have a breakable piece of glass, which again, you're gonna want someone to help you with that, and set that aside where it can be safe and no one get hurt if in case it breaks. And then you have your frame. So the first one we're going to make today is this message board right here. How about that? I'm very excited. So all we're going to have to do for this message board is we have our scrapbook piece of paper, the larger size one. You have two different sizes. Let me show you. I have a small piece and a larger piece. We're going to use the larger piece today. Everybody has a different type of scrapbook paper. So you're just going to take this, and you're going to take an index card. One side has lines on it. One side is just plain white. Just use the plain white side as face up. But you know what? You can choose either side will be fine. There's no wrong way to do that. All you're going to do is take your glue bottle and add a little bit of glue on the back. And again, I like to use my finger. I like to be messy. And just rub that glue on the back of that index card. Okay, and then when you're done, you're just going to set that right there in the middle. How about that? So then it's going to look like this, and you're going to want that to dry, okay? When it's dry, this is the next step. Take your picture frame on the inside, lay it face down. All right, and then you're going to take your piece of glass that you set aside. Again, you're going to need help because you're going to have a hard time seeing that, and it is breakable. You're going to slide that glass back in, and then you're going to take your piece of paper that has dried with the index card, and you're going to lay that on top of the glass. Okay? We're then going to take your back of your frame. We're going to pop that right back in. We're going to close it up. then what you can do with your picture frame on the outside is you can add your flower to it. Maybe you have your own flowers or some leaves or some other things handy that you might want to use. I found some pine cones, and so what I did with this one was I just glued some pine cones on the side of that. And then I'm going to take my dry erase marker, and I love it because you can get these in all kinds of colors, and you can write any kind of message on this glass, and then you can clean it off and always have your grocery list, your reminders, your fun notes. I might want to write on here that tomorrow is World Kindness Day. That's an important day to remember because we should all find a different way to reach out and be kind to someone. Look at that. You just write right on the glass, and then whenever you want to change your message, you just clean that off with a little water and a little paper towel, and then write another note. This is a great way to have daily reminders and information and just little fun notes or scripture of any kind. Maybe it's just something that you want to leave to make somebody smile, or maybe just use that as a great tool. I use one like this as my grocery list, and it works great. I love it. So the second one we're going to do is going to look like this. And I also didn't mention in your box you have letters, and this one says note at the bottom, little wooden letters. Yours might say today, it might say note, none other. Just go ahead and glue those on at the bottom as well, or you can leave them off. You can choose which one you want to do with that. Let's get started on the second one. What you're going to want to do is, if you decide that this is not the one that you want to make, and you would rather make this one, then what you'll do is when you take your frame apart, you're going to have your frame, you're going to have your back, but what you're going to do is, instead of using that glass like you did on this one, you're just going to put it to the side. You won't need it. Okay? So what we're going to do for this second one is you're going to take your felt, you're going to lay it down on the table, and you're going to take your frame backing, and this is where the gluing or the stapling or a glue gun, whatever you have that is helpful, will be needed. I'm just going to take my glue and go along one side of this picture frame, and then I'm just going to fold over the felt on top of this. And if we are using this bottle of glue, it is going to have to dry. It's going to have to set. You might have to put something on top of it to let it dry. It might take a while, but it will dry. I'm going to keep adding my glue all the way around, and then just folding my felt over on the back. Okay, so you see as I'm going, I'm just gluing this all around the back. All right, I'm going to keep going. It can get a little messy, it'll get a little tricky, but you can be able to do it. So what I'm going to do for video purposes is pause right there, because what I want you to do is also pause once you get all your glue on and let this dry. You might have to put some weight on it, to press it down so it can adhere very well. And when you're done, this is what it's going to look like. All right, and then what we're going to do with that, mine's not dry, it's kind of a mess, but you're going to take your picture frame, and then once this is dry, you're going to take this felt board and you're going to pop it into your picture frame. All right. Okay. Here we go. And then it's going to look like this. And then you are going to take any letters like this that we put at the bottom of this picture frame. You'll have some letters in your box. You'll want to glue those on your board. You can pick any corner that you want. You can do it at the bottom or on the sides or on the top. It is your project to make that choice. You're going to take your pine cone or your sunflower, whatever that looks like for you, and you're simply going to take your glue, add a little bit of glue right here, and then put your flower. It's really looking fun. Let me turn this one around so you can see it a little bit better. So I have my flower right here, and now I'm going to take my little clip, if you can see that, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue on top of this felt near the top, and I'm going to add my clip. And that's going to have to dry. You're just going to need to hit pause on the video, give it some time, and let that dry. And then once it's dried, you're ready to add your cards. So your cards are going to be like if you have a scrapbook paper and you have an index card. You're going to take your glue, you're going to rub it on the back, okay, and then you're just going to put it right on top of that scrapbook paper. Look at that. And that's your note card. So if you want to make a note on here, remind yourself to exercise. Come to Grace Arbor to exercise, whatever that looks like for you. You have all kinds of wonderful things you can do with this note card. And then you will simply just clip it onto your board. And then every day you can change out your note. You can change out your note, or you can leave it up there for the week. You decide what you're going to do with that. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with your board today and the creative ways you decided to use your note cards. This can also be a great way to use this as a thankful board or a blessing board and show people what you are thankful for and how the blessings have come into your life that you want to celebrate. I thank you for joining me today. I am looking forward to seeing all the wonderful creative ways that you have come up with this activity. I hope you all stay safe and stay well, and take care. Bye-bye.